Hello everybody, so today we're going to be reading the TikTok hockey romance. I feel like out of all of the hockey romance books floating around, this is like the biggest one that I've heard about anywhere on my For You page. It's definitely big on BookTok and I've been meaning to read it for ages. So it's Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. It's actually part of like an interconnected series and this is the first one in the series. Now, I myself am a sucker for a hockey romance and this one has just been everywhere, so I thought I'd finally sit down and do a review on it. And give you all my honest opinions. I started it this morning and I am just past 50 pages in. So far I've been introduced to Anastasia, her friend, and then Nate and his friends. So Anastasia is a figure skater and Nate is a ice hockey player, and they both go to the same like university. I think it's called college in America. One thing I'm liking so far about this is it is dual POV, which I love, especially in like romance or romance fantasy books. Like, I'm not normally the biggest solid romance reader. I like romance fantasy, that's my favourite genre, but romance on its own I don't always read, but I am really enjoying this so far and I'm enjoying the writing style as well. So like I said, so far we've met Anastasia and then her friends. At the very beginning I did enjoy Anastasia's friendship group, but now I'm not enjoying one of the characters as much. Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan at the moment. Some of the comments he's been making about Anastasia, I'm not the biggest fan of. But I do really love Ryan in this book. Ryan, I really love him and Anastasia's relationship. I love the way he's so attentive towards her, and I love the friendship they've got, because even though there's something going on, I just love their friendship as well. And again, going back to the dual POV, I love dual POVs because I love seeing, I feel like a lot of romance books are always following the girl's point of view, so I love seeing the boy's point of view and seeing kind of, you know, his thoughts on everything and like how he views the same things she does but in his own way, if you know what I mean. So I've been really enjoying like finding that out. If you're wanting to read this book, do be aware that it is an 18+. Like on the very front it's got intended for adult readers only, and there is also some talks about eating and eating habits, so if that is triggering then do kind of consider it. But yeah, let's carry on reading. Also, I forgot to mention there's a playlist at the front of the book with like loads of different songs to listen to while reading the book, which I think is a really nice touch. So I'm definitely going to, someone's probably made that playlist on Spotify, so I'm going to find that and play it while I read. A quick update on the book before I go out. I am currently 145 pages in. I'm enjoying the big friendship group of like the hockey skaters and the figure skaters kind of like merging together, and the friendships between kind of his friends and her friends, like, and his friends and her. I'm really liking that. Obviously we know it's an adult book, so there is some spicy scenes. So far they've not been awful, because I know a lot of people have said they absolutely despise it, and I don't mind a book if there's like a couple, but I don't like it when there's just no plot and it is literally just, there's no reason to read it for me. But so far it's not been awful, but I will keep you updated on that. I mean, personally I would enjoy it more if it was more of like a cutesy romance book, but that's kind of why I don't read romance as much, because they're not, like, I don't really read solid romance because they're not really my normal vibe. But I figured ice skating is just, I love it. So yeah, and I love Henry's character as well. Henry's character is so cute. But yeah, that's my little mini update. Okay, so I've now been reading this book for a couple of days. I think I'm probably about halfway through actually, and I thought I'd give you my updated thoughts. I've written down on my notes app some of my thoughts to tell you real quick. Where are we? I am definitely starting to enjoy the book more now. I feel like now that the plot is developing, I'm kind of wanting to keep on reading, because at the beginning it wasn't one of those books where I wanted to keep on picking it up. It was just sort of, oh, I'll read a bit now. But last night I was reading it, and because the plot had been developing I couldn't put it down, so that is a good sign. And I am still loving the humour in this book with Stassi's humour. I love her jokes, and then between like her and the hockey boys as well, I really like how their friendship is developing. The dual POV is also something that I'm really loving. I think this book definitely benefited from having a dual POV because you can just see how they both react to different situations, how they both feel about them, which I really enjoy. And then Henry's character, I still love him. He's so sweet. I'm also enjoying the fact that the relationship between Anastasia and Nate is now developing more. Like, it's not, I felt like at the beginning it was just sort of spice and I was just like, okay, read through this. But now the relationship is actually developing, and I don't know, it's more like, at the moment anyway, it's more cutesy, it's more wholesome vibes, which I like. So those are my current thoughts. So I'm currently on page 395. I only have, put you there for a second. So I've only got about 35-ish pages left, so I'm going to finish it now. I definitely want to read the other two in the series because I think the only thing that I don't like as much about this book is the amount of spice in it. But I have heard that the second and third books, they're called Wildfire and Daydream, they've got nowhere near as much in them. So I think I would really enjoy those ones as well. But I do love this one's about ice hockey, because like ice hockey and figure skating, because I've always wanted to be able to ice skate really well. And that's one thing I do want to do like in the future, is learn how to ice skate really well. Because I've only been a few times, but I really enjoy it when I do go, and I think it's really fun. I definitely want to read the other two in the series, and the newest one, Daydream, definitely sounds like it's something that I would like from what I've heard about it. So, but I'm now going to crack on and finish this. I have officially finished reading Icebreaker. I do definitely want to check out her other books at some point, like I mentioned earlier, because they seem quite good too, and I've heard good things about them. My overall feelings on this book are good. I think on TikTok a lot of people either love this book or hate this book, but I actually quite enjoy it. It's not like my favourite book ever, but it was just a nice, fun, like romance book to read. Obviously, like I mentioned, there is quite a bit of like spice in this book, compared to like what I usually read anyway, but it wasn't like too much to the point where there was no plot or no storyline or no character development or anything like that, because there definitely was, and I felt there was a kind of like good balance. And I loved the friendships in this group, especially like the big hockey friendship group. I loved that group, and I also really enjoyed just the humour. So many times in this book I just wrote like lol next to like a joke or a sentence or something. There's some really funny just like random comments. I love Henry in my book, has my heart. I love Henry. I would have really liked another book with like Robbie and Lo's relationship. I think that would have been really good. And there was like, this book wasn't all like fluffy and cutesy sort of thing. Like it did talk about real issues sort of thing, and real problems and real things, and there was talks of like therapy and that sort of thing, which I think is really good. To kind of have that in a romance book, to have characters that have actually got a background and have actually got things they're working through, I think is great. And the way they're so good for each other as well, and how good Anastasia is at communication. Overall, I'd probably give this book about a 4 stars. For a romance, I really enjoyed it, because I don't often read, should I say, solid romance books. Like, normally I prefer romantasy. I think, like I said earlier, especially because it's ice skating, that's one of the reasons why I did really like it, because I love ice skating. But yeah, that is the end of me reading Icebreaker. So thank you all so much for joining, and let me know if you want to see me reading the other 2 books in the series, or if you want any particular books you'd like for me to read, then let me know. And I will see you all soon for another video. Bye!